Welcome everyone to Doga Yoga, to this beautiful morning on the jetty. Today we are doing a gorgeous core and glutes class. So we'll be working our deep core muscles that stabilize us, allow us to balance, allow us to run, allow us to hug without pain, and do all the things we want to do in our lives. So we're going to start laying down on our back today. So come on down. Feet close to our hips, palms face up, and just take a few breaths here to arrive. Feel your belly, your ribs, your collarbones rise. And exhale, just release. Let anything that's worrying you, anything that we can't control, go. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths like that. Big, beautiful, slowing down breath. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, send your gaze towards the right. Drop that right ear towards the ground. Then come back to center. Drop your ear towards the left. And come on back up. Flow here side to side with your breath. Gently waking up the neck, giving it a good old massage. Noticing the sensations in the back of the head as we just move gently here. You might notice some tension on one side or another. You might notice some clicks or cracking happening. That is completely normal. And just observing what is in our body today. Alrighty, my friends, come back to center. We're going to place our hands on our thighs. And we're just going to send our gaze towards our belly button. Lift our chin towards our chest. I'm going to inhale, send our hands up towards the tops of our knees. Just reach up for a moment and then roll all the way back down to the ground. So we're going to do that a few more times. Gaze towards our navel, chin to chest. Peel up. Reach our fingers towards our knees and then roll back down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more actually, because it feels so good. Roll up. And release. Bring one knee into your chest and then the other. And we're just going to give ourselves a nice hug here. You might rock side to side, massage out the lower back. Take circles or figure eights. Just do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel good. You might even place the soles of the feet on the earth and windscreen wipe the knees one way and then the other to really wake up. The lower back, the hips today. When you're ready, come back to center. Really ground down your heels and your toes into the earth. Get them as close as you can to your buttocks. And we're going to start simply by tilting our tailbone to the sky. So push into our big toes, tilt our tailbone to the sky. And imagine we're creating a bowl in our lower belly. So we're creating this nice curve and our lower belly is kind of hollowing out. So we're tucking our tailbone under and just pressing into our big toes. Just feel the hips lift off the ground just a little bit. And then lower down. So tuck that tailbone under, press into the big toes, lift and lower. Really good work. You're doing amazing. So just practice this back and forth, this little activation of the core, of the glutes. Keeping our knees in towards one another. And when you're ready, we're going to press into our big toes, into our heels, and lift our hips up super high to the sky. So our chin is going to come to the chest just like we did before, and hands just are down beside the body. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and peel yourself down onto the mat. Tap, and then we're going to go straight back up. So press the hands into the earth, hips high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Tap, rise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down, and one more. Rise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're going to go a little bit quicker. We're going to pick up the pace. So lower, tap, and then thrust up straight away. Lower, tap, and rise. Lower, tap, and rise. Lower, tap, and rise. 2 more. Lower, tap, and rise. Lower, tap, rise, and hold here. You can simply hold here for another 5, or you can send your left toes to the sky for 3, 2, 1, and switch. Send the right toes to the sky for 3, 2, 1. Press into all 4 corners of the feet. Send the hips as high as you can, and then roll and down to the earth. Just feel that lower back connect with the earth. You might bring the knees together, feet out wide for a moment. There's a little bit of heat. We're starting to work in the body. And when we're ready, we're simply going to roll on over onto all 4s. So come on up onto all 4s. Fingers and wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And I want to make sure our wrists are really protected here. So everyone really push into their pinkies. Lift their thumbs off the ground and just push into the pinkies. And then switch, push into the thumbs, lift the pinkies. That one is harder than it seems. Go back and forward. Pinkies, thumbs, pinkies, thumbs. Now we're going to rock forward onto the fingertips only, and then back onto the heels of the hand. Fingertips only, heels of the hand. Move at your own pace, just explore this. What we're doing is just getting used to spreading weight around all areas of our hand, not just into our wrist. We're not just dumping weight into our wrist joints and not doing anything else with the rest of the hand. So when you're ready, press all areas of the palm into the ground, and you should be able to feel that energetic kind of weight distribution now. You can grip the mat with all 5 fingers, and that'll really, really help protect your wrists. Beautiful. Now we can stay in our tabletop position here, or all 4s, or you can do this sequence in downward facing dog. Really, you get the same benefit out of both, but the downward facing dog is just a little bit more of a progression. So if you're coming with me, tuck your toes and the hips high. If not, stay in your your tabletop position for a little bit less load on the wrists. So if you're in downward facing dog, knees super bent to start with, and we're just going to pedal the heels for a moment. Just warming up the calves, warming up the hamstrings. When we're ready, we'll come to stillness. We're going to push away from the mat in any position. We're going to push away from the mat as much as we can. We're going to push weight into our left knee or our left big toes, and we're going to lift our right heel either to the back of the room or to the sky. So we're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. And we're going to switch. So right foot goes down, distribute the weight, shoulders nice and even. Send the left heel high for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. With control, switch sides, hips are nice and even. Just try and make the legs move and nothing else. High. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Onto that knee or onto the toes, and we're going to push that left heel high or back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Really good work, guys. You can come into down into tabletop, take a little Cat-cow, we'll all do this together. Drop the belly, open up the chest, smile, and exhale to cow. Just really round out. Take a little freestyle, move into a place that feels good for you. When we're ready, all meet in our either tabletop or downward facing dog, whatever variation suits you. And right heel goes high or back once more for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, a little difference here. We're going to bend this knee and bring it forward to tap our nose. So roll on through, really round out the spine here. Tap and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before we place it back down. Really good work. Place weight into that right foot or that right knee. Lift the left heel high to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring it through. Tap knee to nose. Roll out the spine here like a cat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And place it back down. Good control, my friends. If you're in downward facing dog, come into tabletop. You can either freestyle or come into child's pose for a moment just to reconnect with the breath and the earth. When we're ready, you will all roll up and meet in either our tabletop or downward facing dog once more. When you're ready, press into the left toes, lift the right heel back or high for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're bringing our knee towards our right elbow. So roll on through, come into either a plank position and just tap and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can just put this foot back on the ground or optional extra to kick it back behind you once more to the back of the room or the sky and hold before we lower back down with control. Really good work. Now just move here, take a little break. You might take a child's pose or you can just stay in downward facing dog. And when you're ready, we'll all come up and go to the other side. Left heel high or back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee forward. Tap the elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Either place that foot back down or optional extra to kick it high or back once more for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down to the ground. We'll come onto our knees here for a moment. Walk our hands back towards our knees and we're going to sit on our toes. So we're tucked our toes under. We're sitting here for a nice foot stretch. Nice way to get into it. Interlace our fingers together and just roll our wrists. Doing a lot of wrist work, so I want to make sure those, especially with sensitive wrists, are supported. Give ourselves a little shake. Go down, go to the sides, go high to the sky, go behind us. And when we're ready, slide our hands forward, either come into your tabletop position once more, or your downward facing dog. 2 breaths, length wherever we are and soften. Length and soften. When we're ready, weight into the left foot, lift the right heel high to the sky, kick it up, and we're going to, you guessed it, cross body. So hold here for a couple more. You know the drill, and when we're ready, bring that knee in and tap it towards the left elbow. So gaze goes towards the left, shoulders are nice and square. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can come back into your downward facing dog or tabletop if you'd like to go on. Extend that leg, come onto the inside edge of that back foot and raise that left hand high, fall in triangle. Smile, play, breathe. If you fall out, it is okay. When ready, spiral this top hand down. We're all going to come back into our tabletop or downward facing dog. Option to just put that foot down or kick it high to the sky once more. Breathe. You got this. You are doing so amazing. and then place that foot down. Everyone come down to their knees for a moment once more. Walk our hands back, sit on our heels, rise up. You might interlace the fingers once more and roll the wrists. You might shake them. You might just be still. And when we're ready, one more side. Come on forward into your tabletop or your downward facing dog. Find your version. Now, really ground down, and I want lots and lots of control here. Slow, controlled movements. Lift that right heel high to the sky behind us, or as high as we can. Shoulders are in alignment. See if the weight is evenly distributing in all 5 fingertips. The wrists, the shoulders, the elbows are nice straight lines. See if you can open up the chest a little bit more. And when we're ready, bring that knee in, cross the body, wrists and shoulders aligned, and tap for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come back or come into your fallen triangle. So extend that bottom leg, come into the outside edge of that back foot, and lift our right hand high. Beautiful. Spiral down. And then gently come back to your start position or kick that foot back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Oh my God, you are so amazing. We are going to all come onto our toes, come into downward facing dog for a moment. Just going to take our feet wide and then just walk as straight as we can to the middle of our mat. So you guessed it, yogi squat, malasana. So toes out, heels in. You might just be here, kind of sinking the hips down, or you might just have your hands on your knees, just starting to practice coming into a squat, just getting strength in the hips. Or you might be able to send them down. You might be on the tippy toes, or your heels might be able to come down. So if your heels are down, elbows into the knees, hands together, shoulder blades roll down the back. And cultivate that beautiful, even breath here. When you're ready, send that right hand out wide, left hand high, beautiful, beautiful spinal twist. Smile. You might like to take a bind, sending the left hand around behind you. This right hand goes really long and then wraps around, and the fingers might meet behind you. And then getting into the shoulders. When you're ready, simply come back to center, and wherever we are, switch. So left hand down, right hand up, open up to the other side. And we're going to take a bind if that's available. Feels good for our body. When we're ready, we are simply going to roll on back. Plant the heels down, toes facing up, knees and hips hip distance apart roughly. You can take them a little wider, just see how your body feels. Find a length here, just grab the back of the thighs, find a length here in the spine. Really open up the collarbones, open up the chest. We're just going to lean forward, resting our belly and our chest on our thighs. Our head comes in between our knees. Now we can then slide our hands down, grabbing our feet or our shins. Just find where feels good for you. And release. Let go. You might rock side to side, just super gently with the neck here. It just might be super still. Enjoy what is. When you're ready, gently release. Come on up. And just make your way into a seated position. Find a seated position that's comfy for you. You might have a leg extended. And we're just going to sit here in silence for 10 deep, beautiful breaths. When we're ready, we'll take one big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. Thank you so much for stepping on the mat with me today. I am so excited to have you here and looking forward to having you here again. You've not only done good for yourself today, but rescued dogs in need. Have a beautiful rest of your day and evening, yogis. Namaste.